We are now live. It is our did I just say 16th session? I think I said 16th session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Session 16. We are down one player tonight because it's his wedding anniversary. It's who thinks that anniversaries are more important than gaming? Man.
I know.
You know, the last game I recorded, people thought going to a wedding was more important. Where are people's priorities anymore? Jeez.
Where does fixing your parents' toilet fit on that scale?
Yeah. Priorities, people. So we are down our barbarian, but that's okay because last session we finished up the last room of the dungeon. So now it's kind of a straggle on out, try not to get eaten by a dragon kind of thing.
Hooray!
Yay! So much excitement. Brief introductions. We have me, the kind and benevolent DM, who plays Darvan, the ever-useful cleric, who has taken a feat that means he will no longer be harming as many of his allies anymore when he channels negative energy to harm the living.
Hooray!
As many.
Those glasses, I swear.
It is not the glasses, and he does not need glasses.
It's definitely the glasses.
Definitely not the glasses. We have Michelle, who is playing...
I'm playing Ine-sam'dau, the svirfneblin, otherwise known as Trogor the Burninator. I'm also playing So-and-so, our randomly acquired kobold lover of our druid.
You're welcome.
He has apparently a... Yes.
A what?
Really great ass. It's all the butt wiggling.
Yeah, all the butt wiggling. Tails really keep it toned. We also have Zeke, who plays...
Adin Isil, our sylph sorcerer. He specializes in lightning and crossbows, but he also... in between, he also has figured out how to use a scarf as a whip or shield.
Which is amazing, since he doesn't actually have a scarf.
It really is.
We also have Mia,
who plays our ever infamous druid, who is consistently doing really silly things, like apparently falling in love with kobold.
As one does.
Has this tendency to use ice magic because he lived on a mountain, but it goes well with the fire mage and the lightning mage we've got, but he is accompanied, or is accompanying, it's not quite sure, Cubla, the snow leopard animal companion, who likes to eat everything. That's mainly what she does.
And so looks delicious.
Yeah, man. Why does her human think that the lunch is not lunch?
And
this is very cute lunch.
It's very cute lunch. It has a nice butt. Our missing player of the night, Will, plays Saerenrae, the half-orc barbarian, who has acquired a drake, because this is Pokemon, apparently. And the group also has a wolf cub who is hanging out back at their inn.
This is Pokemon.
Have we decided that the wolf cub has adopted Cubla as his favorite, right? But Darvan's the one who takes care of it.
Yeah.
Adin has a pet spider. It's dead in a bottle.
Yeah, spider in a bottle. Don't mention it. Don't pull it around Cubla. So
Inez has... well, never mind.
Inez collects various things. Inez has a bag of holding.
Yeah.
She picked it up last time. So pretty much everybody should have a magic item of some sort.
Everybody should?
Everybody should.
I mean, does Darvan have one yet?
Yes, actually. His was just for the usefulness.
Oh, he has the staff of
He has the stick of Sorin healing, also known as a wand of inflict wounds.
And then,
because I got tired of dealing with it, and I was like, oh, we just happened to find a wand of inflict light wounds that has 50 uses on it, so that I don't have to worry about keeping track.
Adin has his silver-lined cloak of resistance.
Yep. So, last time...
I'm saying it's silver even though it could be steel because it's the weakest form of it, but...
Yep. Last time, you guys found yourselves in an arena, and craziness ensued, especially when I remembered to start having everybody randomly roll when things happened, as the room had a magical ability on it. You managed to plow your way through waves of enemies, including a few really irritating ones from previous rooms.
Brave!
Wait, it wasn't a rat, it was an imp.
Yeah. And took down Haril with a punt to the butt. Haril, who is no longer nearly so attractive when he almost killed Cubla. So-and-so almost felt bad for a while since Sorin was tempted away.
Yeah.
And after a minor session of torture, you guys managed to get Haril to spill his guts. He told you about the treasure left in the room. You found the bag of holding, the jade chalice, which is neat looking. And you are going to...
Is that the jade chalice on the map?
Yes, I forgot. I actually had it last time. It was hidden in the fog of war, and I forgot to move it. So, that's what it looks like.
That thing is big.
It's not actually that size.
A
Dimwits.
10-foot-long chalice?
You
No wonder people want this.
dimwits. It's not that big. That's just what it looks like. Watch, one day I'm going to throw a 10-foot-tall cup at you just to get revenge.
What?
After a minor session of torture and mayhem, he spilled his guts. You guys got the stuff, bag of holding, awesomeness. Cool. Then you guys decided, let's take a break for a while, and you spent a substantial amount of time in this room because it only has one entrance, which you can actually pull the lever and block off. And it's got rooms that you guys can rest in and do things. So, for as long as you guys have rations and stuff, you decided to stay. I'll say you can stay up to 5 days. If you so choose.
Why would we stay 5 days?
Because then you could hunt down all the treasure or components or whatever you want.
Try to get your stuff masterworked.
It's time that you guys could could have spent learning to make sense of why you suddenly have new spells. You know, some study. Maybe you guys found some
Nobody
cool
quite
shit
noticed
in.
that Sorin turned into a snow leopard at one point and shifted back, looking a little startled. Kind of like, the heck?
So, we'll say you guys spend at least a couple days here resting and recovering, and exploring.
Cubla stares longingly at so-and-so.
Cubla,
Yep.
there's plenty of stuff to eat. You do not have to eat Human's love interest.
Oh, duh.
I'm going
Whiny cat
to
noises.
say that whatever... Let me see, can I go to... Whatever I roll times 100 is how much gold, essentially, you find in all the nooks and crannies of the dungeon that you manage to politely get Haril to help you find.
Oh, yeah.
Politely.
900
So you guys
gold.
find 900 pieces of gold,
How many of us are there?
and you have officially stripped everything out of this dungeon.
Yay.
But have we stripped in the dungeon yet?
I don't know. So-and-so, have you?
I think so.
So,
Sorry.
after a certain amount of time, you guys decide to finally head for the entrance and take your chance with the dragon. Is this
The
correct?
dragon that may or may not still be there.
May or may not still be there. So Saerenrae is going to assist Ariel as you make your way through the dungeon.
Why did I just picture Saerenrae just picking the wizard up and throwing him over her shoulder?
Carefully, thoughtfully, gently assisting. You guys are all fully healed.
Yay.
Because it's been a couple days.
And all uses of spells are back.
Yeah, everything's back. Inez, you've had time to make a number of spells if you want.
Yay.
Give me just a second. Sorry, I'm trying to heal Saerenrae and the Drake.
Let's see, there's... No. Aiden just pockets 900 gold. 180 gold per person, if we buy it evenly.
Inez, were you interested in disabling one of the arbalesters and shoving it all in your bag?
Yes.
Okay.
Disabling what?
One of the arbalesters. And
How about
shoving
the one
it...
we've got sitting here?
Yeah, probably that one.
Yep. If nothing
So
else,
we just have an arbalester in our
it
back.
can be
In parts.
components for the other stuff.
Darvan ignores any glasses that you try to give him.
She eventually just starts hooking them to him.
Okay. Let me drag you guys all the way back to room... Okay, to room number 3 first, because that's as far as I could get, and then to room number 1.
Has the orc jelly become any more smelly in this time? We've been here a week.
Yes, some of the rooms reek more than others as you pass through them.
Oh, what was that smell, guys?
I'm reasonably certain that was the orc jelly.
So you guys head through all the rooms, up through your yakety sax hallways, into the one with the second arbalester and the tapestries, up the stairs,
To the initial kobold ambush.
the first one where, you know, had the flaming tapestry and so and Sorin met through the room with the
Giant pit.
the ledge. Nope, the ledge that nobody could get up. Probably up through the one that had the
Orc
orcs
jelly.
and around into here.
That orc jelly stunk, Darvan.
Yep.
Why are you telling me that? I could smell just as well as you could.
I thought we were trying to get you glasses so we could fix your sense of smell.
Darvan just snorts. So you guys are at
See,
the
you need to
stairs.
smell. Your nose is. You need help. Your nose is plugged up. You got the snorts.
The stairs are here. It is daylight above you. You can tell by the sunshine coming down through the stairs.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Sorry,
Stairs? We just came up some.
I mean the daylight.
As a somewhat fairly devout follower of Saerenrae, it actually takes a sec to worship.
Praise the sun.
Yep.
And fresh air.
Yep. Inez is like,
Air.
and there will be a dragon, and it will be mad at me.
Darvan's like, yeah, that's surprising.
Shut up. You're the one who can't see. I walked away.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we going upstairs or no?
Well, you guys can talk.
That was Aiden asking.
Yeah.
And this is like, well, at some point we have to leave this dungeon, like,
We're running out of rations.
Exactly. So if the dragon is there or isn't there, we're still going to have to get out of here at some point.
Darvan's like, I don't want to be the first one up the stairs to go meet possibly face to face with an angry dragon.
Sigh. And this is like, look,
Can we
I'll go. I know I pissed it off.
Soren's like,
but
hey, so-and-so. Do you want to go first?
Sorin,
You at least have an idea of what's going on. You were here
Sorin-
longer than we were.
Sorin, are you trying to kill your lover?
No.
yes.
I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
So-and-so rolls a sense motive on...
Actually, never mind.
Aiden goes upstairs.
on Sorin. So Sorin...
Hold it on a sec, Adin.
I'm bored.
Well, now we gotta wait for...
Sorry, what's going on?
So-and-so just rolled a sense motive on Sorin. So if you are... If you have ill intentions for whatever reason, roll a bluff check.
No, he honestly thinks that so-and-so might know what's going on.
Okay, then roll a contested diplomacy.
Did you hear anything on your leg?
Let's see. Get skills and not use. Nope.
Okay. So-and-so, you're pretty sure that Sorin just sincerely believes that you might know more about what's going on.
Cool. He goes, well, I don't really know what anything more than you do, but...
At the same time, Adin is headed up the stairs right now.
Inez is stealthed and headed up the stairs, so, you know...
I'm going to say that Saerenrae was holding onto the thing, and Saerenrae's going to roll to attempt to grab Adin by the collar, since Adin isn't stealthed. So I'm going to... I don't know what it is, but I'm going to say that. Roll a contested strength check.
Lovely. I probably just stop here. If I can find the button to take me back to my abilities.
Oh, hey, it's actually an equal.
Hey!
Just roll a d20.
That is a d20, actually.
Okay, just roll another d20. We'll go for straight on roll.
Bravo, Aiden.
You know, you really didn't need to get much to beat it. I thought you had an honest chance. Okay. For a second, it looks like you managed to break out of Saerenrae's grip, and then she, like, shifts her hand and, like, yanks, and you end up back here.
Inez is still going upstairs, mind you.
Yep.
And Saerenrae orders the Drake to sit on you.
Poor Aiden.
Well, Inez watches this happen and always wonders why Aiden gets pulled away from doors and she doesn't.
Because Inez stealthed.
Yup.
Aiden did not, so it's like, oh, I see that person doing it. I go for the obvious one. Anybody who
Aiden
wants to
never
try to
felt
see, Inez can roll a perception.
Wow, Sorin.
Sorin definitely doesn't.
But does not correctly fail. Either.
Aiden doesn't see it. Darvan does. Cubla doesn't see
Cubla.
it. Saerenrae's busy
Jeez, Cubla.
manhandling people. Darvan's like, Inez! You yell at me for running into places. What are you doing?
Well, I thought we
Inez.
were leaving.
You know, we do have idiot mage over there that we could just throw out and see if he gets eaten. Hario goes, hey! Saerenrae threatens him and he quiets down.
Inez is like, I'm okay with this plan.
This is a good plan.
Okay.
I like this
Zenra
plan.
literally flings Haril out up the stairs and up there. Haril takes another 5 points of damage.
Now, how can we be sure he's not going to run away?
You guys have
It's
him
a
tied up.
dragon.
He got tied up. When you guys went to leave, y'all made sure to, like, hobble him and tie him up. Haril kind of grunts and complains about hitting his head on the ground, but nothing seems to happen.
That's just awkward.
Darvan edges forward a little
Sorin's
bit,
like,
trying
"You know,
to see.
I'm just gonna go test it. And he walks out the area.
Roll a strength check.
Baby, be careful!
Roll a strength check.
Sorry, I'm getting there. Aw.
Zenra grabs Sorin by the collar as he tries to walk past, flings him back here. The Drake sits on both
come
of
on.
you. So and
Give me one
so.
sec.
Sorin
Give me
did
one
not
sec.
make it out. However, Zenra just manhandled your man.
Yup.
Sorin goes to pet the Drake.
It kind of licks your hand,
Oh.
but does not get up. Nothing
Cool,
continues to
but
happen to
like,
Haril.
It's just like,
Nothing continues to happen to Haril. He's like, there's nothing out here.
Aiden senses motive.
He's not bluffing.
He's not bluffing, guys. We can probably leave.
Darvan edges up a little more.
What do we do with him when we leave, though?
That would be a good question.
Inez rerolls stealth and goes outside.
It's a big empty plain. It's the middle of the day. It's nice to have the sun. It feels good. Nice and warm. No
Inez
dragon.
leaves.
Inez makes tracks.
Yes!
Inez returns to town.
Inez is leaving!
tracks, not very quickly.
Yes.
Darvan comes up. He says, okay, looks like it's safe.
Can the Drake get off of me now?
Zenra goes out. Drake flies out.
Sorin gets up, comes out.
Anyone that
Wow.
wants to
Cubla comes
attempt
up.
to perceive Inez making tracks can do so. Yep, nope.
Nope, nope, nope.
Lots of nope.
Give me a sec. One more.
Nancy, that's cheating. Stop it.
Okay, Sorin.
Nope, nobody sees Inez making off. However, Inez is gone.
Guys, Inez is gone.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
You know, last time she was gone, she woke up the dragon, so.
Let's get out of here. What should we do
Cubla
with
turns
this
to
guy?
look at the sorcerer. Anyone want to try and see Cubla?
What's she doing?
Just gonna attack the dude. She had a 26, so,
For stealth?
So,
yeah, previously.
All
why
of
is
these.
Cubla attacking a mage?
Cause he looks tasty.
I'm gonna say that these same perception checks count for Kublas too.
Okay.
So nobody sees her preparing to attack. Actually, let me roll one more. Let me open the sheet and see if Hareel notices.
The Cubla that's coming to attack them. Straight to 26.
Nope. He's too busy complaining.
Nom.
Nom.
Hey, see.
That does hit his AC.
Nom.
Nom. He just got one strong.
And he yells as she takes a large bite out of his arm.
Meow.
Get your rabid cat off of me!
Oh my god! What are you doing?
Damn it, Cubla.
Cubla.
Cubla, stop eating him!
Darvan's like, you know what? He heads towards town.
Adin heads towards town. Not worth dealing with it.
What does Cubla roll to counter handle animal?
Roll.
Will save.
Will
whatever
save, probably.
Yep, he wins.
Through sheer force of will. Cubla, stand down! Bad cat.
Come on. Don't make me put a leash on you.
What are we doing? Adin stops. What are we doing with the lizard? Or what are we doing with the wizard?
So-and-so is insulted.
Mate, words are hard. I'm a sorcerer, not a linguist.
Darvan's like, I don't want to be part of the discussion because I naturally have to be opposed to killing a helpless person.
I don't want to kill him. What if we take him to town and let them deal with it?
Everybody agreed?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So you guys head back towards town. Inez is not with the rest of the group as far as you guys can tell. You guys hand off Hareel to the authorities. They're like, this is the person who's been causing all the problems. Sure, we will deal with him. And they take him away to deal with. So at this point, you guys are in town. Ignore the map. It no longer applies.
Adin stops at the nearest store and buys a scarf.
Roll me a d20.
Or looks for a scarf, anyways. There is no scarf.
There is a scarf. It is puce green.
Can Sorin roll to see if he can find...
It's very eye-catching.
Can Sorin roll to see if he can find one?
Every roll will add 5 gold to the purchase price. This one is 5 gold.
Okay. Let's see what Sorin finds.
Sorin finds a really amazingly soft scarf. Actually, it's kind of gauzy. It would float majestically in the wind. Very flourishy.
It has like silver threads in it.
Silver threads in it. And tiny little embroidered stars.
And Sorin's like, hey, Adin, I found a...
This
How
one
much is it?
Over there, it's kind of ugly.
is 10 gold.
I'll take. What was with it? Wait, well, you cut out. What was wrong with it? Sorin said.
He was like, I found a scarf. That one really...
It keeps cutting out.
Yeah, you
What
cut
is-
out a second time, miss.
The scarf Adin found was but ugly. Sorin found a different one.
What color's this one?
It's silver.
Black with silver thread through it, and tiny embroidered stars.
Is it? Oh, I'll take that one.
It's kind of gauzy. It flows in the wind. Hardly any wind is necessary, in fact, for it to kind of flutter.
You mean since he's already wind?
Yep. Inez, what are you doing off by yourself?
She's just heading towards town, avoiding dragon, when she assumes that, you know, she's far enough away to not find dragon, she'll unstealth and be like, to the that way!
Yeah, there is no sign of dragon. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
There's not even... Well, you guys saw some scratch marks around the entrance if you looked, but they seemed several days old. Probably only a short time after Inez had her interaction with the dragon. So it seems like maybe he stayed a day or two and then left.
Hooray!
Aiden has a scarf. It doesn't give anything except the scarf for a spell.
It's a neat looking scarf though. If it had been a higher roll, it would have had little lightnings on it.
Yeah.
But that's a good start.
Gotta probably check stores out every now and then.
See if you can find a better one.
Scarves aren't heavy.
When you guys get back to your inn, the wolf cub falls all over himself, snuggling up to Cubla. It's like,
And Cubla is
it's like friend,
disgusted.
friend, missed you, friend, missed you so much. Oh my gosh, why were you gone so long? I missed you.
Oh, Ari,
Yes.
one of the things Inez will do, since she managed to get away from the group accidentally, is she wants to examine her egg.
Roll a perception check.
Lots.
She can see every single detail in the eggshell.
Hold on, let me...
Every detail.
Oh.
She doesn't quite see, you know, everything. She doesn't, but she does see a lot.
Yep, I'm typing.
Yay! Okay.
Is it a dragon egg?
We don't know that.
So what next for me?
Sorry, I was looking up... I think you guys were talking to someone about... Why did you guys go to the tower? Did somebody offer to pay you? Or was it just dragon?
I think with our oracle it was dragon.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Zenra wanted to fight a dragon, and Inez was like, no! We have to make friends with it!
So you both kind of failed. Okay. So, you guys can sell anything that you want that you got. We can figure out exactly how much it goes for. The biggest question is, do you keep the jade chalice or do you sell it?
What?
Did we detect magic on the chalice?
As a note, we did not come based off of anything, just...
Dragon.
Yeah, Inez was just like, dragon! Like normal.
I think Saerenrae was like, this was not the tower I intended to come to at the Wizard's Tower. I thought I was coming to one with a dragon. Or something like, have you heard of the one with the dragon? And Inez went, no! Now we're going there!
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, so we'll say you guys spent some time in town, you restock on supplies, we'll say that there was some small jewels that you picked up maybe that weren't included in anything that pays for all your rations and stuff.
Cool.
That plus the reward from turning in her reel covers restocking. We'll say.
Neat.
Because
we could use more rations.
What do you guys do after spending a couple of days recuperating, living life on the town, etc.? There's nothing that you guys hear about, no rumors. You know, you don't hear about any more towers with dragons in them.
So, what's his question? What's keeping Zenra in the party?
You know, that's something we'll discuss with Will. Probably just why not? Adventuring. It is better
we seem to be going on pretty impressive adventures.
Yeah, you know. Good opportunities to fight without getting overwhelmed. And it's useful to be in a party with a healer.
It's useful for what?
This is a fairly small-ish town. There's a number of different towns and villages in the area. Let me get a random generator to come up with some names. Random.
Also, as a note, I'm pretty sure that while everyone else is playing around in town, Soren's like going off in the wilderness because our towns are weird and hard to go in. Because you have to actually talk with people. People are weird.
Sorry. I will be less distracted in 1 minute.
Well, this isn't a really,
interesting
highly
piece. This is the
thing.
Cleanup phase. Drop Will in the party.
Inez wants to go foraging for components while she's in town.
Okay.
Because
have we ever met up with her again?
Yeah.
Yes.
She
Yes, I came back. I came back to town and went, "Hey, I lost you guys." After she looked at her egg.
Okay. Some of the nearby towns, and from talking to people, there's, you know, they have varying trades that they specialize in. One does a lot more corn, one has a really good blacksmith, you know, that kind of thing. But there's nothing really specific about any of them. There's the village of Erpur. There's the village of Lindau. And the village of Eldom are probably the three nearest-ish.
Okay.
But, you know, as you guys talk to people, you don't really... You know, it's not like when you heard about the Wizard's Tower or whatever. There's nothing, no big wars, no. In fact, it seems to be a weirdly peaceful time.
Alright, I wish to do a knowledge local check.
Okay.
Of people who would be willing to give us money for something. Because being an alchemist is damn expensive, just so you know.
How much money do you need?
All of it. I know nothing. It's okay.
The dragon probably would have paid people if you had something to offer him.
That's not helpful.
You didn't roll a helpful roll.
No.
So after a few days, you guys
set off on our next adventure.
Set off, and you're like, let's just pick a random direction and we can see what happens.
As a note, we came from that direction, so let's not pick that one. Let's keep pushing it.
And Zeke, to answer your question, each of my fire potions cost 20 gold apiece, and anything bigger than that just goes up.
Expensive.
If you ask nicely, you can probably get Adin to share some money.
It's okay.
He has 600 gold to spare.
Inez is
I don't think Soren's kept up on his gold.
Self-sufficient little shit.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a d6 to see which town you go towards.
I vote we go west because I came from the east and I heard there was.
Oh,
I heard there was a bunch of things
one
to find in the west.
This is the right one. Okay, you guys head towards the village of Erpur. As
Does
you
it happen to
guys...
be in the west?
Sure.
Cool.
So I'm actually making use of one of the many things I've bought on Kickstarter. Overland travel. I drew some random cards to see what happens as you guys travel. So you guys haven't been going along very long, when in the middle of the road, all of a sudden you see a group of people up ahead.
Oh no.
Do you guys pause? Do you go around? Or it's a small group, maybe 4 or 5 people. You don't see the glint of armor. And really, you're only maybe a
Sorin rolled
day's...
perception.
You're really maybe only a day's walk outside of the village, not even a full day, probably. Sorin, you see that one of them doesn't have on any pants.
No,
Sorin
Fire
kinda
Lord
does.
Ozai, you're not wearing any pants.
And not one of them seems to be up on their own 2 feet. And you see, it's not the glint of sun off of metal, it's more like the glint of sun off of glass. That's all you can tell from this distance, though.
Guys, one of those people is not wearing pants.
Of course, that's the first thing you notice.
What?
So-and-so's like,
Darvan laughs.
are all of you so randy, or is that just a them thing?
Darvan just laughs and heads forward.
So Soren's blushing really hard for, in dhampir color. Fine, I'm not gonna tell you anything else. He's now offended.
Is everybody heading
Like,
forwards?
Aiden right now.
Or is it just
They
Darvan?
follow. Aiden has his crossbow out just in case.
Inez would like to fly up and try and get better vantage.
You can see really well. That
Awesome. I'll roll you perception.
one of them doesn't have any pants.
Thanks.
And luckily he's face down on the ground, so you have a very good view of his butt. And the bottles laying all around them. And one guy has obscene symbols marked on his face with chalk. It's a
They're
group of
drunk.
drunken revelers passed out in the road.
Inez
Right.
yells, "It was a party!"
One of them goes, "That's so loud."
Aiden leans
How
over.
close are they by now?
You guys
Hey, look.
are within a few feet.
Aiden leans over.
Soren
Darvan.
creates
Why
water over
do
one
we-
of them.
Why is there a group of drunk Satanists in front of us? Or whatever. Or
No.
switch out Satanists for...
Obscene symbols is not a cult.
Oh.
Somebody drew dicks all over his face.
Even better.
Soren creates water over one of them.
I thought I left this when I left the city.
Okay, there's 6 of them. Roll me a d6 to see which one it is.
What is this Thorn doing?
Wow. I thought to myself before you rolled anything. 1 would be the guy with the symbols. 4 would be the guy without pants.
What is Soren doing? Darvan.
The guy without pants leaps to his feet. The water is cold. It has an effect.
Soren's like, it has.
So Edge is sort of in front of Soren, like,
Fine.
What? Ow! Why is it cold? One of the other guys is like, stop being so loud.
Aiden's just standing there.
Pantsless guy is like, what?
You might want some pants.
What? What? Ah! Where's my pants?
Inez hops down and all like 3 feet of her yells at him, "You're not wearing any pants!"
There is no sign of pants anywhere for long ways around. He takes his shirt off and kind of ties it around himself. He's like, I don't know where, what, huh?
Okay, question. To answer a question on how disturbing this is. Run on the wall or no?
It's fine. He'll just pass out through it.
Let me see. Come on, dice. Roll.
Nope.
Roll.
Nope.
Average. Not too bad. Not it's gonna be somebody who keeps relatively in shape, but he's not.
It's not the guy's not really creepy, and he's definitely not her real.
So, run on the mall, but with a shirt on.
Okay. He has arms, but he's kind of got a beer belly.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
I feel like Sorin at this point is just, checking out everything in case it's moderately better than a kobold.
Well, most people would think anything is moderately better than a kobold, but there's no accounting for taste.
He's a sweet kobold!
He is! He's still a
And Sorin
kobold.
spent a lot of time on that mountain. Doesn't really talk with people.
Anyways, so the revelers are in various phases of waking up. The guy with symbols on his face kind of stretches and then rubs his face, and his hands are now covered in chalk, and all of the symbols are now smeared, and he's like, what?
Sorin walks over to the guy and creates water for him too. You're welcome.
He flips him off.
Oh, very nice. I did just get rid of the not particularly nice things all over your face.
Both hands, flips you off. Stands up, staggers, starts gathering bottles.
I have always wanted to have Sorin dump water on people, and this is like the best thing.
Yeah? Alright, is he just gonna go around and do it to all of them?
Yeah.
Because he's helping. One of them throws a bottle at you. Totally misses. It crashes on the ground. Liquor
I'm picturing
spills
that
everywhere.
he tosses it and it goes like 2 feet and crashes into the ground.
Pretty much.
Darvan, what is the druid doing?
Inez goes into the middle of all of them, stands her ground, goes, "Alright! Which one of you is gonna be the first one to explain what the fuck is going on?" And she rolls an intimidate check.
Aiden is standing there in pain because this is normal city life.
Wonder if this will work. Hey, it does. So I gave them -10 because they're all got hangover of the world. They go, and every single one of them just freezes and is like,
Darvan, what is going on?
That's better. Now, why the hell are you all out here, drunk as fuck, without your pants? Excuse me.
Sorin sneaks up behind Inez and dumps water on her too.
Inez turns around and says, "I will put you in this bag of holding."
One of the guys raises his hand and he's like, actually only that guy doesn't have pants.
Did you answer my question? I don't give a fuck if you didn't.
What? The pantsless guy is like, I'm getting married tomorrow.
And you feel that being out in the road without pants, drunk, will fix this for you?
Well, we actually started out in in a clearing over there. There's a small woods over there. And we had heard that if you went there and made an offering of alcohol, there was a nymph that would come out and dance for you.
I see. So your bride is totally okay with it already tomorrow and you're half naked?
Well, I didn't start out that way, and I'm not sure if we ever saw the nymph. We started with making offerings to ourselves.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, though, so I imagine if you were getting married, you are probably late.
Oh my gosh, I'm late! He takes off towards town.
Sorin's like, wait! Guy!
Nope.
Inez,
He's gone.
Inez just gets this slow smile on her face because there is now a pantsless guy running towards a wedding. Yep. She's just like, this is glorious.
Yep.
Aiden, does this normally happen?
The other guys
Surprise.
tear off after him.
Um,
They leave behind 8 bottles of really cheap alcohol, all of them half full. And several broken ones.
Inez goes, oh look! Incendiary liquid!
Shoves them all in the bag of holding.
Once they're capped, absolutely.
Do you want to combine them into...
Yes.
3?
One incendiary liquid bottle, because it is not worth drinking.
They're each half full, so 3 incendiary liquid bottles.
Yep.
And as you pour it from one to the other, it is obviously the cheapest rot gut you can possibly buy.
Excellent! It will catch fire on air contact!
Practically. Your nostrils may be singed. Cubla, roll
Yes.
How close are you to all of that?
Probably nowhere near.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
be honest here. Cubla's like, ew.
Roll a reflex save. It'll have a very low DC. Or not a constitution save.
That'd be fortitude in this case.
Fortitude. See what switching systems does to me. You're fine. It smells vile. But you're fine.
Inez grins and goes, it seems we've been invited to a wedding!
Well, you can go to it if you want to backtrack.
we are not crashing the wedding.
Oh no, we're definitely going to a wedding with a pantsless groom, I'm sorry.
We are not going to the wedding.
Can we?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean,
Darvan, what is your opinion on
Can we
this?
go, please?
I don't understand why you people ask for permission for so much, and she just starts going.
Darvan says, I'm not.
Pantsless guy.
I'm not involved in this. I'm going to stay here, and when you guys are ready to move on, I'll be here.
I'm going to keep you company, Aiden. Or I'm going to keep you company, Darvan.
Are you guys going to the wedding?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorin, so-and-so, Cubla, and Inez?
Yep.
Well, you beat feet back to the town.
Sorin picks Inez up and sticks her on Cubla.
And you guys manage to follow the tracks of the guys not at all trying to hide where they were going. And there's only one church in the town. And you skid into it just in time to see a shrieking bride throwing glassware and dishes at her pantsless bride, who's desperately trying to apologize for being 3 hours late to the wedding.
Without pants.
Without pants, reeking of alcohol.
Inez is like, see, we don't even have to pay for this entertainment. It's free.
How crash, dare crash, you crash, forget crash about. He's actually surprisingly dexterous, considering he's only wearing a shirt wrapped around his hips, trying to dodge the many pieces of glassware being thrown at his head. Well,
And
hungover.
hungover.
He's wincing with every crash.
And yell.
But, honey, sweetie, I'm sorry. We just duck, dodge, weave.
Inez saunters up to the bride, opens up her bag of holding, and goes, "Here, this is apropos," and hands her the bottle of really cheap wine.
She's like, takes it from you, is like, wait, who are you? What is this? What are you doing here?
Inez is like, "I sent him back because I found him on the road, and I really would like your husband not to accost innocent travelers pantsless. Thank you."
That is a lie. I did not accost anyone. They are the ones who accosted us.
Is it really anything but semantics when you're taking up the entire road unconscious?
He seems about to argue when suddenly she brains him with the wine bottle. He collapses to the ground
Does his hair
in a
catch
shower
fire?
of glass and cheap wine. He's not dead, but he is definitely out of it.
So Sorin goes over to him, kind of checks for a pulse.
He's alive.
Does he have like any serious injuries?
He's got a cut on the scalp that bleeds profusely, but it doesn't seem like it'll kill him. It's just a minor head wound, you know.
Sorin goes to bandage it.
Sorin
I don't think
successfully
his
bandages it.
constitution can handle bleeding for very long.
As he does so, there's a crash of glass next to Sorin's head. Get away from my groom! Who said that you could help him? He is so in the doghouse.
Bleed for a while.
She's like, out, out, all of you out. The day's ruined. I hate you all. And she just starts screaming random things, just like frustration and fury and oh my gosh, why does this always happen kind of thing.
She
seems
jewels in his bag.
What?
Does Sorin still have a couple of jewels in his bag?
Yes, we'll say they're very
He goes
minor
over
ones.
and gives her one.
It's
It's a pretty cheap one, but pretty.
What is this for?
It's an apology. We are the ones who did send him back.
Well, I don't know that you should apologize for that. I've been trying for 3 hours to figure out where he is. I thought he was dead.
But
Well, he was gone. I thought he was dead. No need to apologize. Coming back and gloating, though, she points at Inez. That's more of a problem.
To make sure that there wasn't any unfortunate circumstances given his state of undress.
She throws a glass at Inez's head.
Inez dodges.
She didn't aim very well, so it's pretty easy.
Inez is like, I am not the one who undressed him. Like, really, you should have a talk with people who talk about nymphs in the woods. You're really not supposed to follow the nymphs in the woods.
She shrieks. Now might be a good time to leave, because she looks furious, and there may be bloodshed from her groom before she's done.
Someone's like, sorry, please don't hurt us. Inez, we're leaving.
Inez is like, but it was just getting good, but she follows afterwards.
Inez, if you don't follow, I'm going to carry you. I'm taller than you are.
Fine.
So, you leave the happy bride and groom to their wedding day. Head out of the village. It's probably been an hour between the run back, and then dealing with all of that, and then the walk back. Everybody's just kind of like sitting next to the road waiting. Darvan just kind of raises an eyebrow. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yep.
Can we get moving on again?
So-and-so probably hopes that he never has to face a wedding day like that. He daydreams for a moment of what his wedding could be like.
what are kobold weddings even like in the first place?
That's a good question. I guess we'll have to figure it out one day.
Especially where there's a non-kobold involved in it.
So you guys get moving on, and you don't travel very far because you decided to spend, you know, an hour tormenting a poor bridegroom.
Yep.
So you get...
Move on now?
Yep, you head on, you travel for the rest of the day. As you go to make camp, you come across an interesting sign at a crossroads in the wilderness. The sign reads, "This way to the Hall of Heroes."
A Hall of Heroes?
Weren't we already in a Hall of Heroes? Like, wasn't that already a thing?
Well, this actually looks more like the equivalent of a museum sign.
I'm no hero.
It's like ye old Hall of Heroes history.
Or us.
This way.
And this will be like, well, it's the only sign we've seen so far.
Well, where you are right now, there's a very very good place that could be comfortable for camping. If you wanted to just make a camp.
Yeah, but we've been, like, just wandering around tormenting bridegrooms so far, so we might as well go to this place and see if there's anybody else we can, I don't know, talk to, make friends with, torment. At this point, I don't really care.
How late in the day is it?
It is pretty late in the evening. It's starting to get dark.
Guys, I'm not sure the place is going to be open.
Sigh.
Darvan's like, well, we could go for a short distance, see if it's near.
Why not? We don't have any major adventures going on right now.
We're not on a rush.
No. Our bard is behind us singing, and then they went and did nothing, and tormented bridegrooms on the way!
Pretty much. They were really awesome They were really awesome facing down a dragon, and now they're messing with brides. Boy, my job sucks.
Boy, my what?
My job sucks. So you guys turn at the sign, and it's maybe 20 minutes walk, and then you come across it looks like it used to be an inn. It's an old inn. And once again, there's a sign out in front, reads "Ye Old Hall of Heroes History." The door to the inn is open.
Inez is like, I volunteer someone else should do the talking, because clearly you can see, all I can do is scare people and amuse myself by tormenting them. I am not good at this whole social thing.
Darvan just rolls his eyes and heads for the door.
And Inez looks at Darvan. At least I can admit it. Unlike you, with your vision problem.
I do not have vision problem. As he approaches the door, what looked like a large boulder next to the doorway suddenly moves and stands up. It is a stone giant. Who goes there? Darvan goes, me.
Soren's like, hi, I'm Sorin.
And this is the point where Aiden steps up and goes, I go there! Wizard of...
That's the flight of his scarf.
Yes, exactly.
Aiden is too busy face-palming at the nonsense of this trip.
Greetings, Sorin and me. If you wish to enter ye old House of Heroes History Hall, you must tell me a tale of your prowess.
Sorin proceeds to give a long-winded explanation of our adventure. You know, that we really weren't very prowessful.
The stone giant listens as you list off the key points of your adventure. He shoots a confused look at the kobold at one point in your story, and he says,
I've survived 2 dragons, which is true.
That is impressive. Considering that you are tiny.
Inez shows off her arm. She's like, I got the scars to prove it.
And did you all participate in these adventures of which are being spoken? Darvan's like, I'm the healer. I keep the group from dying.
And set traps we walked into.
Over there.
Aiden is still face palming.
Aiden might want to say something.
What of you?
Aiden is trying to be too cool for this group, but he's the one who opens all the doors and has to be sat on. So, you know, he likes to pretend he's not one of us.
I'm not a hero.
No, we're just an adventuring party.
I'm not a hero. I just wander around looking for secrets.
Well,
Cubla says, I eat things! In Snow Leopard.
the stone giant nods. I see. Apparently understanding
wait,
Cubla.
what? Did not or did?
Did.
Wait, you can understand her?
I have spoken to many heroes. I have learned many languages. I have been here at the Ye Old Hall of Heroes History Hall for many a long year.
What is this place?
It is the Hall of Heroes History Hall. And
Yes,
he's,
but what
Hall
heroes?
of Heroes History.
he
Hall.
looks at each of you very thoughtfully. You, pointing at everybody except for Adin, Darvan, Adin and Darvan. He points at and he goes, the two of you may enter through this doorway. And he points to the doorway on his right. The rest of you, please enter through this doorway. The doorway to his left. Within you shall find what is in the Hall of Heroes History Hall, and you may have lodgings for the night.
You cut out again.
Yeah, I'm not quite certain what happened there.
Did you hear about the doors?
Yes,
One
two
on the
different
left, one on the
doors.
right.
Two different doors. You may enter, find within your lodgings of the night, and discover what there is to see within the Hall of Heroes History Hall.
You do realize you say hall twice, right, Stone Giant?
The giant just blinks at you.
Inez looks at the giant for a minute, and she's really tiny compared to her. She goes, so, how many hero parties have you split this way?
It depends upon what story they tell.
And not one of them has said to you, don't split the party.
Excuse me, Stone Giant. Can I tell stories for these two because they too?
Do you wish to add to the tale that they have spun?
Yes. Darvan went forward ahead of us at one point and destroyed a bunch of undead beings at one time.
That is impressive.
And Aiden continually shoots crossbow bolts and lightning. He actually decided that he's actually pretty much obliterated a few monsters with his crossbow.
That is also impressive. Very well. Your entire party may enter through the left door.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Now I wonder what's in the left, in the other door
Sorin,
now.
Sorin bows to the Stone Giant.
The stone giant bows back with a creaking noise.
It is nice to meet you.
It is a
Stone
pleasure
giant.
to meet you as well, hero in the making. Perhaps one day you shall be spoken of within these walls. And he kind of turns back into a boulder. Both doors are open now.
Well, he seemed nice.
Except the bit where he...
Give me
That's a
second. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Good plan. 5-minute break.
I'm very confused by what's going on.
What are you confused about?
What is going on? I just told Will about this. Our Will, not the one on the Amber, but our friend, and from school.
Yeah.
I told him about the Hall of Heroes History Hall, and he says, "Ah, yes, the HHHH." The Who.
I return.
What? I told my friend about the Hall of Heroes. Ah, yes, the HHHH. The Who.
Well, it's the ye old
I forgot about the...
Yeehaw?
Yes, the ye
But yeehaw!
Okay, so when I walked out for a second, you guys were all just standing in front.
Huh?
The Ye Old Hall of Heroes
History Hall.
Correct?
Yes. Ye Old Hall of Heroes History Hall. So, are you all going through the left door? At this point, it's actually your choice.
I vote we go through the one that he said for the heroes to go through.
Well, he didn't say specifically if it was heroes or not, just that you and you and you and you may enter through this door. You and you may enter through this door. And
Will
then
says
stories.
it's the yo. I don't know which door. What if we just camp out here?
That would be weird for Aiden to not go through any door.
Because secrets.
Darvan shrugs and heads through the door that was on the giant's left side. The one that everybody,
Follows.
the one that everybody has permission to go into. Does everybody go into said hall door?
Yep. Where's Michelle?
Good question. Did she step away for something?
Probably. She stepped away while you were away, I guess. Goodbye.
Hey.
Nope, no. Zeke is gone. Do we have everybody?
Nope, that didn't help.
No, it didn't. But that's getting worse tonight.
Yeah. Getting increasingly worse.
It does that sometimes. Michelle? Are you there?
We were in that dungeon for 5 months. In real time.
Yes. It was a very long dungeon.
Yeah.
Well, you guys went through 2 levels. Oh, you're back.
Man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. My mom arrived.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. I went to the bathroom too. So, most everybody else is saying that they are going through the door that the stone giant said everybody could go through.
Yep. I
Okay.
don't see why not.
As you walk into the door, you step into somehow much bigger on the inside than it was on the outside room.
It's the TARDIS!
Well, if the TARDIS was a giant museum.
Yep.
It is absolutely full of artifacts and stories and things posted on the wall and even a few hands-on activities. It is a giant museum dedicated to heroes from all over this world.
I'm looking around to see if anything seems more important than the rest.
There's a lot of impressive artifacts.
Also, detect magic.
Oh, magic's all over the place. All over the place. magic items, magic artifacts, all sorts of things going on. There's even some really cool displays that are examples of spells that are currently working. They're in basically suspended animation so that they don't hurt anybody, but you get to see some spells that are really cool that people hardly ever get to see. This is like the equivalent of the Smithsonian museums. This is the Smithsonian Hall of Heroes History Hall. Ye old Smithsonian Hall of Heroes History Hall.
I am going to look for anything pertaining to alchemical creation, particularly as vis-a-vis what we talked about me creating over downtime.
Okay.
Anything pertaining to dragons and their care.
Okay. Do you guys
Cubla's
all
looking for food.
you have a couple choices. Before you do that, I want to say that you have a couple of choices at this point. You do see there's actually a little map, a "You Are Here" sign, and it is a very large building. You're like, this looked like a cottage, practically. What's even going on? And then you're like, okay, it's a building of holding. Okay. So as you look on the map, you see listed in the map directions to get to what is basically a small, almost an inn. There's some rooms, there's a kitchen, there's, you can go, you can find food, you can take naps, whatever. So you can either choose to bed down for the night, or you can choose to study through the night.
Study through the night, because we've already slept.
Study through the night.
Cubla's looking for food. Something that would appeal to her.
Cubla can go to the kitchen. When she opens this, there's a strange-looking tall white box. When she opens it, it is filled with all the things she likes to eat most.
There's happy Cubla noises.
That's not suspicious at all.
She can pull some out, close it, open it again, and it's empty. Until she opens it looking for something else, and when she does, there is all kinds of delicious things.
And she's like,
Different
noise?
delicious things.
Kind of heads back to the group and kind of confused noises.
Unfortunately, the one thing that there never is in the strange white box is a bottle of wine with a spider in it.
Yep.
There are several dishes that smell of kobold, though.
She comes back carrying a food thing. I kind of like confused noise.
Wolf Puppy is following her with his own.
There were also things in the box that were delicious for Wolf Puppy. Do we remember his name? I think I typed it up in one of the summaries.
Something von Fluffybutt, I think.
It's in one of the summaries.
Reginald von Fluffybutt, was it? Michelle?
Pardon?
It's something Reginald von Fluffybutt?
Yes, that is correct.
Reginald, okay, that's right.
Okay, so they find all the food they want. In a confusing way, but it's really cool. I heard study from Inez, from Adin. Sorin? Study or sleep. Or not necessarily sleep, but rest.
I'm studying because it's secret.
Yes. Darvan will go ahead and study. He's found some interesting things about some hero clerics. I do need to know Sorin and so. And I'm going to make a command decision and say that Saerenrae finds something to read too.
Or watch or something.
So is from a great kobold civilization, but there was not a lot to read there, so he feels a bit overwhelmed by this.
It's amazing. If he looks around, he finds a section that not only is about great kobolds, but is set at a level that he can read without any real issues.
Well,
if he so chooses to partake.
He drags Sorin over there to see the deeds of his people.
Sorin's like, okay. Is it written in, like, kobold or something?
It is written in kobold with a translation next to it.
In common.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Sounds like I'm okay.
everybody other than Cubla and Wolf Puppy and Drake decide to study.
Yep.
So-and-so looks a little sad because he has been disowned by his great civilization, and these were his heroes.
Alright. Hours pass, and you guys all feel improved by your studies. Everybody gets 1 skill point of knowledge history.
Yay! But what Inez really wants to know is, does this help with her problem?
Yes, you get bonuses when we if we do rolls for that thing.
Thank you.
You will get like a plus 10 bonus, we'll say, on the first time that we roll for it. So you guys find out all sorts of information. If there's anything that
Sorin probably breaks away from so-and-so at some point and goes and finds something like about druids.
There is a wonderful
Or studies up on whatever the heck he is.
There is a very good part about druids. If you want to say that you spent at least half the night studying that, you can choose to do knowledge nature instead of knowledge history, if you would like.
No, you just get to the knowledge history.
Okay. As time passes and you guys spend an amazingly long time studying,
Without getting tired.
without getting tired. Well, eventually you get tired, but at about that time the door opens and a familiar voice calls through, and come, heroes in making, it is nearing the time of dawn and time for you to leave.
Aiden, but there's so many secrets I could be learning.
You can return another time, but unfortunately the rules say 1 night at a time, and you need another story to get in. So
And
come,
it's
leave,
who makes
adventure.
the
The heroes do.
I wish I knew. I awoke here, and I have been here ever since.
rules? So you're just following a random set of rules, you don't know where they came from?
Is that not true of everyone?
Well, yes, but usually people give a little more self-determination to that, where, you know, I decided this, not they.
I decide what to tell you.
I do not mind. I enjoy what I do. I get to meet many people such as you. And sometimes I see one such as you appear in the halls, on the walls. And I see others read of the marvels that you have done.
And Sorin's like, so does everything in here appear from other heroes?
It changes depending on what occurs within the world. But
Oh.
now, I am afraid
Ow.
that you must leave before the daylight rises, else you will be locked in here. And I have never seen anyone emerge after being in here during the day.
It's like, well, I guess we better get going. Unfortunately.
And it's just like,
Kubla's
Okay.
like, but the magic box of food.
From Sorin's like, Cubla.
The magic box of food cannot be carried. It seems extremely heavy. Not even Saerenrae would be able to pick it up.
Sad Cubla.
Sad Cubla. Like, opens the door, grabs everything. You all leave.
Everyone leaves.
The stone giant closes the door and smiles at you all. I hope you all enjoyed your time at the Ye Old Hall of Heroes History Hall.
Thank you, Giant.
And Sorin's like, do you have a name?
He blinks a couple times and he's like, you know, I do not believe I do. No matter.
I'm going to call you George.
George, I think I like it. My thanks
And
to you.
that's how we collected a giant troll.
This is how we have befriended a giant stone giant by the name of George.
George.
George kind of smiles at Adin, and he's like, "You should be glad that your friend told stories for you, else you would have spent the long night in the stables."
Inez just giggles.
And he closes the doors and locks them and turns back into a boulder as the sun rises. You guys
Sorry,
are
George,
all,
the boulder,
everybody except for
you,
Cubla,
George.
everyone except for Cubla, the wolf puppy, and the drake are suddenly really super tired. Holy cow, you're dragging.
Let's set up camp.
Do you guys set up camp right there, or do you... This area actually
There's
doesn't
that
look very
clearing about
good for
20
camping.
minutes away.
What was that?
Do you guys want to head back towards that clearing?
Head toward the clearing.
Okay.
Sure.
As you head towards the clearing, you find the road again, but the sign for the Hall of Heroes is gone.
And Soren's like, "Aw, poor George."
If you look back, you do not see it. It is gone.
Detect magic.
There is no magic. Other than your companions.
There's plenty of magic among them.
Fucking hallucinations.
You still feel smarter. So,
Fucking smart hallucinations.
And
Oh,
Soren's
man.
like, "Aw, George."
This is new to me.
so
Maybe
you
we'll-
guys...
Maybe that's how maybe that's how heroes are meant to get in there. They find it on their journey.
Perhaps. So, you guys barely managed to make camp. You are so exhausted that you just, like, throw out your
Flop.
sleeping rolls and flop. Wolf Puppy, however, slept well, so he's like, play, 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 bouncing around Darvan. And Darvan's like, no, sleep.
Cubla goes over and baps him.
No, sleep. Wait, Baps the Wolf Puppy or Darvan?
No, baps the wolf puppy.
Friends!
Aww.
It's almost harder to sleep while he's doing that.
Baby. This is the wolf puppy, right?
Yep.
Inez goes over there. You can't sleep and hugs the puppy because for some reason she likes animals. He pets the puppy.
He's like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." He's going, I just wanted to play, and the snow leopard bapped me. And just like, "Arr, arr, arr." And he eventually he falls asleep just because.
She pets him until he calms
Yep.
down. She's like, shut up, puppy. We love you, but shut up, puppy.
He falls asleep. Cubla's full of energy, though, by the way.
And Inez is just
walks
like,
over the sword. Hillman. Go away. Goes over, sums up. Food.
Lunch,
Hey, lunch.
It's okay, lunch. Are you awake? Lunch.
Hey,
So and
lunch,
so hits
lunch. Of course, if you're just having random snow leopard noises going over your head.
so and so
being
hits them
poked
with their
paw.
hits them with their pillow, like.
It's like, Sorin, your cat won't be quiet.
Offended noises.
So, despite best attempts of wolf and snow leopard, everybody manages to sleep. And you
Cubla spent the
sleep
entire time pacing around.
the entire
Looking
day and the entire night. Cubla, you are not tired at all for that entire time, and actually the next day. And it's so boring because they just laid there for like 18 hours. ignoring you.
Cubla's trying to get Adin's bottle with the spider.
So it is the next morning. Cubla is like nosing around in Aiden's stuff. You guys are no longer exhausted.
Sorin's like, oh, what even was that? I think that was
Inez,
that.
Sorin,
Inez
your
is
cat's
using the
in my
puppy as a
stuff.
pillow.
Cubla!
Inez is what?
Using the puppy as a pillow.
He's a very squirmy pillow.
Mm-hmm. Inez is very tired, though.
Ow, 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 ow,
Cubla goes over and laughs at him.
ow.
There's this faint mumble of, leave my pillow alone.
He starts licking Inez's ears.
Inez is like, okay, I'll be up. Just 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Go play, puppy. Go play.
Is she still laying on him?
Possibly. She finally moves.
Friend, 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 friend.
Who's
Try-
even doing this to?
Pounces on Kubla's tail. Friend, friend,
Piss.
friend, 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 friend,
Piss.
friend, friend. Soft tail, soft,
Piss.
soft, nice,
Bop.
nice. Oh. Bites tail.
What does he eat?
He right now he's got tiny teeth lodged in Kubla's tail.
Scram!
Mostly a mouthful of
Loud
fur.
scram!
The alarm clock.
Meow! Meow! Meow!
Now we're all awake.
Darvan's like... Darvan does not like waking up in the mornings. So, after a while, everybody's awake. Puppy's in a good mood. Cubla is not.
Sorin feeds Cubla.
Cubla's in a good mood. And you guys
Easiest
pack
way to
up
make
your
her happy
stuff and head forward. You guys are, according to the people that you pass, there's nobody really interesting. You guys are probably about, you'll probably reach Eber, was that the name?
I think Eber, yes.
Erper. You
Erper.
guys will reach Erper probably in the evening. And you pass a few people. Most of them are just, you know, normal travelers. A few wandering hunters. There was one guy that looked like he's.
So Sorin checks out the hunters very closely.
They're impressed by your snow leopard companion, but most of them are
He's
going.
not happy with them. He's like, what have you been hunting?
They're heading the other way. One of them had a couple of rabbits. One of them had a fox and a badger skins. You guys do pass. Ahead of you, you see moving. It's in the same direction you're going, but it must be going extremely slowly because you guys quickly catch up on a rickety old cart being pulled by a donkey. The interesting thing is there's nobody driving it. The donkey's pulling the cart, just plodding along very slowly. You can almost walk faster than it's going. And there's nobody in there.
Detect magic.
There's no magic.
I feel like we have a talking donkey on our hands.
You see the cart doesn't really have anything valuable in it. Some rags, some cheap trinkets. And a donkey!
No signs of anything about it?
There's a donkey that's pulling the cart. Just walking along.
No signs that the person who had possibly been driving it had gotten attacked or anything like that?
No. Mm-mm. Just donkey, cart, rags. driving.
Darvan, this is weird.
Darvan's
Someone's
like,
hi?
this is odd. He, like, stops in front of the donkey. The donkey doesn't appear to stop. He's like, whoa, ho, hey, hold on. And he leaps out of the way of the donkey. It continues moving forward. Does not swerve. Does not stop. Just plods along at the same pace.
Inez
Someone goes, hi?
The donkey continues walking.
Okay.
Inez
wait,
gets in the cart.
The donkey continues walking.
I feel like this is equivalent to the Bumblepuss stairs.
Darvan's like, this is really weird. He goes and he tries to, like, grab... The donkey's not wearing a bridle or anything. It just has the... It's got the cart attached to it and it's pulling. So he tries to, like, walk alongside the donkey and push it to at least make it change direction. It doesn't. It keeps going straight forward. It doesn't matter how hard he tries to push. It just keeps going straight forward. Zenra tries to push it. Zenra does not manage to make it change direction.
Inez is like, well, we might as well find out where it's going.
Are you going to stay at the pace of the donkey in the cart?
Unfortunately,
I don't see what choice we have.
Well, you could leave the cart behind.
Unfortunately.
Aiden's just following.
Oh, Aiden says, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I want to know what's with this cart, and it's going very slowly.
It is. So you guys plod along beside the donkey. Inez continues riding the cart. And it makes very slow progress. It looks like it's going to be dark before you guys get to Erper. And in fact, as you go along, you're pretty sure that if you don't leave the cart behind, you will have to make camp before you reach Erper.
And it's like, well, let's leave the cart behind.
Darvan's like, we've been following at its pace for like 2 hours.
And it's like, well, it's either that or lose the damn donkey and our chance of getting to town. So,
Are we in a rush to get to town?
No.
do you really want to stay up all night again?
I don't think Soren's getting very much, but he's trying to figure out if something's up with the donkey.
It's a normal donkey. I mean, it's weird. It's apparently a really strong donkey. There's nothing about it that's like tells you why nobody can budget, but so it is. The sun is starting to go down. You think that if you hustle it, you can make it to Erper before full dark hits. But something is changing. The donkey is slowing down.
It's slowing down, guys.
Inez is like, maybe it's stopping. Maybe it's where it's supposed to be.
Darvan's like, well, that's a change. It's something different. It's actually kind of impressive how steady the pace has been before this.
It's true. Do we really want to know what this donkey is or where it's going?
Yes, I do.
Do you guys
And
People are asking the sylph if he wants to know.
do you guys stick with the donkey? Do you split the
Yep.
party?
Aiden's sticking with the donkey.
Inez is just
Soren's
like,
hey guys, I'm gonna go see if I can't find something to hunt so we don't have to eat more of our rations. Because I'm kind of sick of rations.
You want to go off with Cubla and so-and-so?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about so-and-so, but he's gonna go, like, hunting or something.
so-and-so will go with him.
Okay. You guys can go and, you have a successful enough hunt that you don't use up 2 days' worth of rations, basically, for the whole party. So that is Inez staying with the cart?
Yes.
Aiden's staying with the cart. Darvan's staying with the cart. I'm going to say Zenra went with Sorin.
Because she's bored.
So the donkey slows. slows, and gets to what looks like it's been used previously as a camping site by many people. It's kind of an established place to rest, and Darvan is walking beside the donkey. Where's Adin?
Following behind.
Behind. Where's Inez?
In the cart?
In the cart. Well, all of a sudden, and you're not sure when it happened. Well, now, we have company, it seems. Have you had friends, my lovely donkey? There's a woman in the car, driving the cart.
Inez, like, falls out of the cart in surprise.
It's like, you're not sure if she wasn't there one moment and there the next, or if she'd been there for a while and you just hadn't noticed, or what. It's just not clear. It's an old woman. She looks friendly. She's dressed nicely. If it's old clothes, but she's dressed nicely for what she's got. And she just kind of smiles at you, and she's like, "Have you been coming along this way for a long time?"
Inez flutters away in surprise and goes, "Huh? What? Whoa!"
The woman just blinks at her.
Adin's amazingly. Adin is speechless.
"Oh, you're a cute thing. That's neat that you can fly."
Inez flies up higher.
Looks at her intently. And I would say that you have been dragon-touched. Is that correct? Don't you think, donkey? The donkey just walks slowly.
Adin rolls sense motive on her.
Roll to confirm that.
Oh.
She is an extremely nice-seeming old lady.
What?
She's an extremely nice-seeming old lady.
This is weird.
And she just smiles at Adin. "You don't have to worry about anything. I'm not dangerous."
And what about your donkey?
"My donkey? He's my friend. He's not dangerous either. All he does is pull the cart." Here. This is the best campground in the area. Help me make camp, and I shall reward you." The donkey comes to a halt.
Darvan, should we help her?
Darvan's like, I don't know if this seems like a fairy tale. The lady just kind of laughs a little. "Aren't you guys cute?" She gets out of the cart, pulls out like a bedroll from somewhere among the rags on the cart, and you guys had looked at it, and there was nothing like that in the cart before. Starts setting up a camp for herself. Keeps pulling things out of the cart that were not in the cart.
Is this Mary Poppins?
Yes. Probably. Maybe. Who knows? Good question.
Adin offers to help.
She gives you some, mainly helping her start the fire and carry some things out, and she sets up a little table.
So often use lightning to start the fire.
Adin just uses his spark spell to ignite the fire.
And Darvan hesitates, but then he helps also.
Inez finally comes down and goes, "It's 6 of one, 1/2 dozen the other, whether old women in fairy tales are either going to kill you or give you quest information.
And the rest of you can return at some point, and hey, there's an old lady. Where'd she come from? That's weird."
So Sorin walks in with, like, food, and he's like, "Guys, who's this?"
"Oh, welcome. I see you have brought dinner. Come, I shall help cook it. I know some wonderful recipes." She pulls a pot out of the cart, sets it on the fire.
Creeped out, but gives her some of the food.
She makes a very good smelling stew.
Inez is suspicious.
Pulls vegetables out of the cart. pulls spices out of the cart. The donkey just stands there.
So Sorin kind of gives her some of the natural things that I'd got from the forest.
Oh, thank you, dearie. Very kind of you. She pats Sorin on the hand.
He's really confused right now, but he's just kind of going with it because everyone else is.
She takes some of the meat and prepares it in a way that keeps it raw, sets it out for Cubla. Does Cubla eat it?
Cubla sniffs at it.
It smells really good.
Cubla licks it.
It is the most delicious thing she has ever tasted, ever.
She is very suspicious. I was just kind of staring at it.
She doesn't feel ill or anything.
Can't handle it anymore than just eat it.
It is the most delicious thing she has ever eaten. Ever. It makes kobold taste like cardboard. From now on, unless so-and-so is bleeding, Cubla has no desire to even lick so-and-so.
Well, like, as in wanting to eat.
Yes. So you guys all help her make camp, and she helps you guys camp. She makes suggestions for you where you guys should set up camp, and she's like, okay, come around. In thanks for your help, well, your snow leopard I have already given a treat to. She probably does not much care about fortunes, but for everybody else I shall give you a fortune. Tell you your fortune. And she goes around with each of you, tells you a fortune. I'll figure it out later and tell you what she says to you.
Okay.
But each of you is given a brief fortune. The donkey continues to stand. She smiles at you all, bids you to make sure to clean up when you are finished having your meal, but she prefers to go to bed much earlier than most people. And she goes to
Someone's
sleep.
like, do you need to care for your donkey?
Oh no, he is fine. He takes care of himself.
Oh, very well.
You think the donkey is asleep? You can't tell.
Soren's like walks over.
The old lady is
A
asleep.
couple of vegetables in front of him just in case.
The old lady is asleep. She snores quite loudly.
Aiden leans over to Darvan, Sorin. I vote somebody stay on. We keep a watch on shift just in case.
Darvan's like, might not be a bad idea. The next time anybody looks at the donkey, the vegetables are gone. Nobody saw the donkey move, but the vegetables are gone.
Soren's like, yeah!
Creepy.
What do you guys do?
I'll take the first watch.
So you guys take turns watching,
Yep.
and somebody is awake every moment of the night.
Yes.
However,
Yes.
when the sun rises,
The
everything...
lady's gone.
The lady's gone. All of her stuff is gone. The donkey in the cart is still there. And as the sun rises, the donkey starts to walk. Very slowly. But he gets a little bit faster until he's up to the same speed he was yesterday, and he slowly walks out of the campsite.
Goodbye, donkey.
That's almost as weird as the hero hall.
Soren's like, what is it with us and getting the magic people?
You guys clean up your campsite?
Yeah.
Discuss for a moment about how weird that was, and then you head on. It's only about an hour or two to Erper.
And Soren's like, that wasn't a terrible thing. We were going to get in there late anyway.
Yeah. Now it's
Now we
almost...
can go in a little earlier, when people might actually still be around.
Yeah, it's a lot earlier. And in fact, as you walk into the village of Erper, you actually see a lot of people. Well...
It's festival day.
Not as soon as you walk into the village. When you first walk into the village, it's kind of weird. There's nobody there. You're like, there should be at least a few people. But as you get further into the village, you hear noises. You hear yelling. You hear loud noises of people cheering, you think? They're yelling something altogether. as you get closer to the noise, it doesn't sound like festival yelling. It sounds like shouting, and not happy shouting. Do you continue towards the noise?
Yes.
1 sec.
I hear a 1 sec. Let me know when we're ready. So Erpur is not a huge village, but it's big enough that there should be at least some people in the streets around you right now. You haven't seen hide nor hair of anyone. The only things you have heard is the noises of this, what sounds like a very large group of people ahead of you. In fact, it probably could be the entire village.
I have a bad feeling about whatever's going on.
So as you guys move forward, you finally you see a crowd of people ahead of you. They have surrounded one of the... it's a fairly large house in the village, nicer than quite a few of them. And the only word you can think of is mob. It's the villagers have surrounded this house. They're throwing stones at the windows and at the walls. Some of them have scythes. You can almost hear the mob music from Beauty and the Beast playing in the background. You know, yeah. So they're yelling and screaming. They've got sharp farming implements. They shout and they scream, "Come out! Get out here, you witch!" They surge forward. You hear the splintering crash of the door giving way. Seconds later, you hear a terrified scream. Ah! It cuts through the air as a couple of the strongest-looking farmers drag a young woman out of the house by her hair.
That's nice.
What?
And we stop there for the night.
What was it you said?
There's a sound of a scream, and a couple of farmers drag a young woman by her hair from the house. And we stop there for the night.
Okay.
We're so good at this.
So essentially, there's a mob of people around this house dragging out a woman for some reason. You did hear people crying, "Come out! The witch! Burn the witch!" kind of thing.
Always burn the witch.
Yes, burn the witch. So,
She's a witch. How do we know she's a witch? She's less than a duck.
Good night, then.
I have successfully done the thing I have always wanted to do, which is just randomly dump water on people.
yep, that's a fun thing.
Hey, that's
That's literally been the thing I've wanted to do for the past 16 games.
Alright, at this point, I'm going to turn off the recording, because that's all I have for the night. So say, goodbye, world.
Bye, world.
Bye, world.
And turning off now.